He actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
What really happens at Diddy's lavish parties, Jaguar Wright, the singer who has shaken the entertainment world many times, has once again dropped a bombshell. She stated, "It's not just champagne and music. It's the kind of darkness that makes Hollywood shiver." According to Jaguar, some stars walked out of those parties carrying troubling health stories that no one wants to admit in public. They call her either a crazy truth-teller or the one bold enough to expose the darkness. And the chilling question is, has Hollywood been hiding this secret for too long? Now let's take a look at the names Jaguar Wright has mentioned. Are you ready? Who is Jaguar Wright? Jaguar Wright born Jacqueline Wright in 1977 in Philadelphia, rose to fame in the late 90s and early 2000s with R&B and neo-soul. She worked with major names like The Roots and Jay-Z, and appeared in Jay-Z's 2001 MTV Unplugged tour, where her voice quickly caught the audience's attention. In 2002, she released her solo album Denials, Delusions, and Decisions, which earned critical acclaim and secured her place in the neo-soul community. But instead of taking the mainstream star path, Jaguar chose to be the artist unafraid to speak out. Over the years, she openly criticized powerful figures in the industry, including Mary J. Blige, Common Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, and even Sean Diddy Combs. That blunt honesty made Jaguar a divisive name. To some, she is a truth-teller willing to say the things the entire industry wants to hide. To others, she is a clout chaser using shocking claims to draw attention. These two sides have turned Jaguar Wright into a disruptive figure in hip-hop and R&B culture, admired for her courage yet doubted for her unproven accusations. And now, as she points directly at Diddy and the rumors surrounding his extravagant parties, the public once again asks, is Jaguar Wright truly exposing hidden darkness? Or is she just adding fuel to the fire to stir up controversy? True to her sharp nature, Jaguar never speaks in circles. But in her latest remarks, she didn't attack right away. Instead, she started with a symbolic name, a comparison that seemed harmless, yet opened the door to her most explosive claims. The beginning of the allegations, from Magic Johnson to Diddy. In a heated conversation, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly opened by thanking someone no one saw coming, Magic Johnson. She called him a real black billionaire, someone who never got caught up in the nonsense of show business, but instead built businesses, created wealth, and gave opportunities to black neighborhoods, so families could live and grow, just like any other community. Jaguar didn't shy away when talking about Magic Johnson's past. She said bluntly, "I mean, he caught HIV from being with too many women. Oh yeah, if you want, we can dig up all his sins. I'm just saying." But for her, the focus wasn't the scandal itself, it was the way Magic Johnson faced it. You know what's crazy? He faced it head on. He didn't stop. He kept going, kept building his career, kept speaking out, kept living and contributing. And listen, he faced that illness directly. From there, Jaguar shifted to a chilling question. How many men out there are living in an undetectable state? A lot. I could name 20 right now and nobody could sue me. She didn't drop a single name yet. The entire conversation was centered around Diddy. The way she contrasted Magic Johnson's transparency with those men out there immediately made listeners draw their own connections. Was she hinting at the man caught in the middle of today's storm? Of course, Jaguar provided no evidence, but even one suggestion like that was enough to spark a wave of speculation. Because when Magic Johnson was praised for his courage to go public, Jaguar's question planted a far darker thought: if some powerful people are hiding what exactly is being buried behind the spotlight. Without saying anything directly, just with a comparison and a question, Jaguar Wright threw all of Hollywood into a sea of rumors. And from here, a new series of controversial allegations truly began. Jaguar speaks about the mysterious gatherings. After praising Magic Johnson and raising her pointed question about honesty in the entertainment world, Jaguar Wright turned to what she called the mysterious gatherings. Events that, according to her, were tied to Diddy's name and hidden power in Hollywood. To the public, those parties are often painted in glamorous colors, champagne music, sparkling lights, and A-list stars as proof of wealth and luxury. But in Jaguar's account, that image was completely overturned. She described them with absolute certainty. There are always cameras there. There is always a powerful hand in control. According to Jaguar, these gatherings were not just parties. They were carefully staged events where even the most powerful celebrities could be placed in uncomfortable situations. She stressed, "This isn't just a party. These are behind-the-scenes games where the camera is always pointed at you whether you like it or not." That description painted a tense atmosphere. Jaguar claimed the cameras weren't there to capture fun memories, but to make sure every attendee knew they were being watched. She said directly, "The cameras aren't for memories. They're there to make sure no one can forget they were part of it." For Jaguar, these gatherings felt like a staged power play. If you walk in, you need to understand you're not just a guest. You could become a piece on the chessboard that someone else already set up. It must be emphasized everything Jaguar described here was only her account and her perspective. Yet the way she said it, cold direct without hesitation, was enough to shake public opinion. Her words shattered the image of a glamorous party full of joy and lights. In the picture Jaguar painted, they turned into a dark maze where every step was recorded, where people could lose control of themselves. And it was from this setting that Jaguar began naming well-known figures she claimed had once been there, a detail that made all of Hollywood unable to stay silent. The names Jaguar brought up, from hints to a storm of rumors. Mary J. Blige, a controversial story. The first name Jaguar mentioned was Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip-hop soul, one of the most powerful voices in R&B history. Jaguar recalled a story that, according to her, happened back in the 1990s. At the time, Mary J. Blige was about 26 years old and had a relationship with Danny Boy, a much younger singer signed to Death Row Records. Jaguar didn't stop at pointing out the age gap romance. She went further, suggesting there was a disputed videotape that allegedly involved Diddy, Mary J. Blige, and a teenager. Jaguar said, "Allegedly, that's what I heard about one of those tapes that never came out." Her words immediately set the internet on fire. For Mary J. Blige, a living legend and icon, being dragged into such rumors was nothing short of shocking. Yet everything was based solely on Jaguar Wright's account. No public evidence or documents have ever confirmed the existence of the tape she mentioned. The list of stars pulled into the rumors. Mary J. Blige was only the beginning. When Jaguar dropped the queen of hip-hop soul's name, the entire interview room froze. But she didn't stop there. Right after Mary, Jaguar went on to mention several other major female stars. From that moment, social media turned into an ocean of speculation. The list Jaguar hinted at carried enough weight to shake Hollywood. The names came one after another, both familiar and heavy with impact. Nicki Minaj, the most powerful female rapper in the world, often called the Queen of Rap, with a career spanning over a decade. Just hearing Nicki's name was enough to shock fans globally. To the public, Nicki represents strength and independence. Jaguar gave no details, but the name alone pushed people online to spin theories. Had Nicki ever been at the gatherings Jaguar described? And if so, what happened there? Rihanna, a global superstar singer, businesswoman, and fashion icon. With her Fenty empire and dominance in the music industry, Rihanna seemed untouchable. Yet Jaguar still dropped her name. No details, just a mention. But even that sent the public into a frenzy. People asked, could a star of Rihanna's stature really have been tied to those mysterious parties? Or was this simply another case of rumors spiraling out of control once Jaguar spoke? Cassie, the most unique case of all. Unlike Nicki or Rihanna, Cassie openly clashed with Diddy in the past. So when Jaguar included Cassie, many saw it as a confirmation of what Cassie herself had once accused. With Cassie's name appearing both in legal documents and Jaguar's words, the situation grew even more intense, impossible to ignore. Jennifer Lopez, a Hollywood superstar and one of the most versatile entertainers in the world. J.Lo was publicly in a relationship with Diddy in the late 1990s. At the time, the two were even caught up in a New York nightclub shooting that dominated headlines. When Jaguar mentioned Jennifer Lopez, memories of that stormy relationship immediately resurfaced. The public wondered, was Jaguar referring to things that happened back then, or was she simply using an old romance to stir controversy? Young Miami, the rising rapper from City Girls, and the woman closely linked to Diddy in recent years. Unlike Jennifer Lopez, Young Miami is part of Diddy's present. She has publicly called him her man, appeared by his side at events, and even shared personal moments online. When Jaguar added Young Miami to the list, the reaction exploded. This wasn't just history, it was a burning question for today: if the gatherings really existed, as Jaguar described what had Young Miami witnessed, and why was she still standing by Diddy? Kim Porter, model actress and Diddy's longtime partner. Kim Porter died suddenly in 2018, leaving behind unanswered questions. Her passing shocked Hollywood and broke the hearts of fans around the world. When Jaguar mentioned Kim Porter's name, the sense of unease deepened. People asked, was Jaguar simply recalling one of the most important women in Diddy's life, or was she hinting at something much darker? Every name Jaguar mentioned sent out a new wave of arguments. For fans, it felt like slander. For skeptics, it was a missing piece that matched rumors that had been quietly circulating for years. And for the media, it was pure gold with screaming headlines, endless analysis, and YouTube videos racking up millions of views. It is important to repeat that there is no verified evidence proving any of these stars ever took part in or were connected to what Jaguar described. Everything remains her words, her hints, and the rumors that spread afterward. Yet just by reading out such a list, Jaguar created a storm. These were not ordinary names. These were major stars, cultural icons. When they were dragged into suspicion, it became more than just the story of one person. It became a dark question for the entire entertainment industry. Behind the glittering lights is there a shadow that even the most powerful cannot escape? And of course, Mary J. Blige, the name Jaguar mentioned over and over, almost became the center of every controversial statement. While other artists were mentioned briefly, Mary's name was repeated again and again with a heavier tone. Jaguar did not hesitate to recall stories from the past, even bringing up the rumor of a tape that has never been made public. This made Mary J. Blige the most debated figure of all. Some say Jaguar was making things up, deliberately dragging the queen of R&B into scandal. Others believe the fact that Jaguar kept repeating her name was proof that something was being hidden. So Mary J. Blige became more than just another name on the list. She became the symbol of the divide. Was Jaguar Wright telling the truth, or was she only creating drama? Her role in the storm pushed public opinion further apart, driving people into a frenzy over questions that still have no answers. The list was powerful enough to shake Hollywood. Each name was not just a celebrity, but a brand, a cultural institution. And then the biggest question rose, sending chills to anyone listening. If even a part of these accusations were true, how many careers would be destroyed? How many lives would be buried? How many reputations would collapse under the weight of those powerful parties? And who would be held responsible? Jaguar did not stop there. She went as far as naming people she claimed should be put on trial. She declared Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should be charged. Jennifer Lopez must be charged. Jay-Z, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, Usher. They all need to be put on trial just for what they did to Justin Bieber. This was no longer a vague suggestion. It was a direct accusation, bold and dangerous. Rumors exploded, but still only her words. As soon as Jaguar spoke these names, social media erupted. People connected dots, speculated, and built countless theories. Who had been at the mysterious gatherings? Who could have been a witness? Who could have been a victim? The more names repeated, the more tangled the picture became. Jaguar offered no photos, no documents, no tape that has ever been proven to exist. All the public had were her words, sharp and unfiltered, powerful enough to ignite the conversation everywhere. Why did Jaguar's words spark such a storm? Part of it was how she spoke. Jaguar Wright never hesitated. She never added maybe. She never said possibly. She spoke as if she was opening the door to a dark room only she had seen. That confidence pulled people in, making many believe there must be truth behind it. But just as many doubted her. They said Jaguar was chasing fame, using big names to grab attention. This split only fueled the fire. Every time Jaguar appeared, both the media and the internet were pulled straight into the same debate. Was she telling the truth, or was she making it all up? The domino effect, from stories to a wave of rumors. When names like Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, and Jennifer Lopez were pulled in, the buzz spread like wildfire. Fans rushed to defend their idols, calling it slander. But many others believed Hollywood has always been full of secrets, and Jaguar was simply the one bold enough to speak them out loud. The longer it went on, the bigger the list grew. Not because Jaguar kept naming names, but because the internet kept adding more. This was the dangerous domino effect. One unproven story could quickly spiral into a conspiracy theory, followed by millions. Cassie was a different case. She had already filed a public lawsuit against Diddy, so when her name came up in Jaguar's account, many people saw it as an extension of what Cassie had already accused. A storm with no end. At the end of the day, Jaguar Wright's words were still just her words. But the impact went far beyond ordinary gossip. Unlike rumors whispered by anonymous sources, Jaguar openly spoke directly on camera and showed no fear when naming powerful figures. The biggest question remains: is Jaguar Wright the woman brave enough to say the truth that Hollywood has been hiding, or is she just someone chasing scandal to stay in the spotlight until there is solid proof no one can say for sure? What is certain is that every time Jaguar speaks, Hollywood shakes and major stars are pulled back into the storm of suspicion. Young Miami and the rift inside City Girls. If Jaguar mentioning Mary J. Blige or Jennifer Lopez was shocking because it dragged in legendary stars, then Young Miami's name created a different kind of buzz because of her very public connection to Diddy in recent years. Young Miami, one half of the rap duo City Girls, appeared alongside Diddy at many events. She even publicly called him her man. To the public, the relationship has always been controversial. Some believed it was genuine love, while others saw it as a power dynamic more than romance. So when Jaguar Wright placed Young Miami's name among those tied to the mysterious gatherings, the reaction was immediate. It didn't stop with Jaguar's words. The internet quickly dug up details surrounding City Girls. The spotlight turned to the group's internal tension. People began to re-examine cryptic comments from JT, the other half of City Girls. In interviews and social media posts, JT hinted at her frustration with Young Miami, suggesting her partner was going too far and getting involved in things no one expected. Some gossip outlets even claimed JT was the first to leak whispers about Young Miami's connection to Diddy's parties. From there, the public built its own narrative. Was the rift inside City Girls fueled by these hidden secrets? Were JT's cryptic remarks the breaking point that pushed the duo into unwanted controversy? In her statements, Jaguar Wright never gave specific details about Young Miami. She simply placed her within the bigger picture alongside the other stars allegedly tied to these gatherings. Yet even that was enough to ignite speculation. The internet wasted no time pulling more names into the mix. Rumors began to mention rappers like Future, or even athletes like Stefon Diggs, both said to have connections with Young Miami. What made the story even more gripping was the contrast. Young Miami, young glamorous, always bold in her style tied to Diddy, as part of a so-called power couple, was now being questioned because of Jaguar Wright's words and the whispers spreading online. For fans, it was a shock. For those who disliked Young Miami, it was fuel to attack her. And for the neutral audience, one question remained unanswered. Was Jaguar Wright really exposing something? Or was it all just the domino effect of an unverified story? One thing was certain. After Young Miami's name was spoken, the story was no longer about the past of legendary stars. It struck at the present, at someone standing right in the spotlight. That is what made the drama explode like never before. Jaguar Wright's descriptions of the mysterious gatherings were already enough to spark endless debate. But when people began comparing her words with details that later surfaced in legal documents, the chill grew stronger. Lawsuits and the Diddy court files. The most prominent name was Cassie Ventura, singer model, and Diddy's longtime partner. In November 2023, Cassie suddenly filed a lawsuit publicly accusing Diddy of years of physical and emotional abuse. In her filing, Cassie described being beaten so badly, she lost memory, hospitalized multiple times, and controlled so tightly, she lost her freedom. She also alleged being assaulted on camera, a detail that shocked the public because it echoed Jaguar's words. There are always cameras. Every move is recorded. Another woman, April Lamprose, also came forward with her own horrifying account. She said she had been given a strange drug during a meeting, lost all control, and was forced into a situation where she could not fight back. April described the helplessness and panic of trying to resist but being unable to. The heavy detail of her story immediately reminded people of the atmosphere Jaguar had painted. Not a party, but a place of threat and control. These accusations became even more alarming when authorities revealed a series of items seized from Diddy's properties. Reports mentioned weapons, drugs, and surveillance cameras installed everywhere. To the public, these details painted a disturbing picture. When placed next to Jaguar's claim that the cameras are always pointed at you, the coincidence was chilling. Of course, it must be made clear. The presence of evidence in a court file does not prove that everything Jaguar Wright said was true. But the strange overlap between her words and what appeared in legal documents was enough to cause a shock. People began asking, was Jaguar exaggerating, or was she revealing a hidden piece of the truth? Reactions inside the industry. If social media was the place where rumors exploded, the reactions from fellow artists only made the story more complicated. Each handled it differently, and their varied responses turned Jaguar Wright into an even bigger talking point. First was silence. Most of the stars Jaguar had named, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Jennifer Lopez, Usher, chose not to comment. Their silence was instantly interpreted in different ways. Were they dismissing Jaguar, refusing to stoop down to argue, or was silence a strategy to avoid fueling the fire? In an industry where image is everything, silence can sometimes be the safest move. But to the audience, silence felt like an admission. Then came the cryptic responses. Some artists never mentioned Jaguar directly, but posted vague lines online. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, or music is for healing, not for spreading hate. On the surface, harmless. But fans dissected every word, tied them back to Jaguar, and added another layer of drama. And finally, there were the blunt rebuttals. A few of those pulled into the storm openly called Jaguar a troublemaker, accusing her of exploiting their names for attention. But here's the irony. Each time someone spoke out, the debate only grew louder. If Jaguar's words were baseless, why respond so fiercely? All the reactions, silence, hints, rebuttals led to the same result. They made the story murkier, harder to pin down. And it was that very uncertainty that made Jaguar Wright's words even more compelling to the public. Because sometimes in the entertainment world, what scares people most isn't what is said, but what is never answered. The more controversy there was, the more Jaguar became a phenomenon. Every time she appeared, people were curious, yet cautious, but no one could ignore her. In an industry where everything can be hidden, Jaguar Wright, right or wrong, knew how to turn every statement into a bombshell, igniting a fire that the media and social networks could never resist. So who is Jaguar Wright in this story? Is she a truth teller exposing secrets that Hollywood has kept buried for too long? Or is she a clout chaser using scandal to pull the spotlight onto herself? And the most important question, if even a fraction of what she said is true, what would that mean for the entire entertainment industry? How many careers would collapse? How many reputations would crumble? And how many buried secrets would finally come to light? There may never be a definitive answer. But one thing is certain. Jaguar Wright has planted a seed of doubt in the public's mind. From now on, every time Diddy's name is mentioned, Hollywood will no longer shine with the glow of a music mogul, but will also echo with the shadows of unanswered darkness. And what about you? Do you believe Jaguar Wright's words reveal hidden truth? Or are they exaggerated stories meant to draw attention? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos where we continue to uncover the untold dark corners of Hollywood.